Denmark is leading the fight against boring and unproductive meetings through its 5-point training and implementation program, Meetovation. Meetings Review visited the country on a whistle-stop tour of 5 venues, from Aalborg in the north to Copenhagen in the east, to learn how the country and its burgeoning team of Meetovators are putting Meetovation into practice. First stop, Aalborg Congress and Culture Centre to learn about the first of the Meetovation principles, inspiring and creative use of facilities. We've come here because you guys are Meetovators, you're real professionals in creating the environment to meet the objectives of meetings, is that right?
Yes, we are, and we are creative using our facilities. How do you use them in a creative way? Because it is not only the speaker at the podium who have to talk, the participants also have to be involved. We have to create an atmosphere.
Oh, wow!
You can see they are sitting on different colors of puffles.
And I see also we've got nice candles, we've got flowers, it's very calming.
Yes, here you see we have a setup where the participants are sitting around the table. The panel table is changed with standing up table. The speaker, he has now a two-way communication. Maybe they think it's a good idea to sit in an armchair, it's more relaxed. The participant have more energy when they are sitting in this way, because when they just are sitting behind a table looking at the speaker, they think, oh, it's boring. But here they are participants.
Tanya, what have we got here? Is this an exercise machine?
No, it is not. It's a Pilates balance ball. If I would like Anne to say something, I can push the ball to her and say, what would you like to say?
Speed up. Speed up.
Found it very effective in the way that she suggested to sit at round tables. We wanted to create a very cozy atmosphere in the room, so we put on candles and flowers and standing up buffets for eating and networking at the same time. It was really nice.
What was the difference between a Meetovator-led meeting compared to any other?
Well, she was very good at making a contact and a dialogue about my goals with the conference. And I think that traditionally you get into a room as a conference maker and the chairs are standing in a certain row. But in this situation we were planning in advance of the conference. So I was 100% secure and safe when I went into the room. I knew exactly how it was going to be.
Sum it up for me, Tanya. What are the key ingredients to creating an environment to make the most of the facilities that are on offer?
It is very important to use a larger conference room than normal, because you need the space to move the participants around. You have to think about what kind of a meeting is going on and what would you like the participants to do during the meeting.
Lovely. Tanya, thank you very much. Now, if you actually believe all of this is true and you would like to contribute to the debate, then come along to www.meetoview.com. We'd like to hear from you. Get your handycams out. Let's get the dialogue going. See you in a minute. With the first of the Meetovation principles under our belt, Meetings Review travelled south. Awaiting us in the town of Aarhus, at the Radisson Blu Scandinavia Hotel, was principle number 2, where the importance of enabling green and responsible meetings provided the second ingredient to Meetovation's recipe for better meetings. Well, tell me, Peter, what are the ingredients to a better green and responsible meeting?
First of all, the main ingredient is that we have got the Nordic Swan label. All the Radisson Blu hotels tend to be environmental friendly. We run the hotel using as little resources as possible, controlling the waste and making sure that we don't pollute anything at all. People can split the waste into paper, into glasses, plastic and so on. And obviously also we make sure that there's no light in the room when there's no guests in the room.
how you apply a responsible attitude to your delegates. How do you look after them and make sure that they're energised and in the right frame of mind for their meeting?
For instance, we have this environmental friendly meeting, or sustainable meeting that we call it. And you see we have nice fruit, we have smoothies, mainly local ecological products instead of Danish pastries and so on. So we feel that this is the healthy start and keeps the participants awake during a meeting, which is obviously important.
I see also here something about energy and exercise. How do you apply that?
We sort of tend to ask the guests to move themselves a little bit during the meeting so that they don't sit and fall asleep again. So this is something that we have made a little program for the guests that they can obviously use when they sort of feel for it.
Peter, we're on the journey from top to bottom of Denmark, and how do you help with the journey as far as the delegates are concerned?
We always advise the guests that they can get here, obviously, with the public transportation. We have a train station 10 minutes walk away, and we have public buses stopping at our main entrance, and obviously this is something that we sort of inspire the organizer of the event, that this is something that obviously should be used if we really want to be environmentally friendly.
Well, proof already that the combination of creative use of the environment with a green and responsible attitude to meetings makes for better meetings. Let's go and find the next ingredient at the next venue. Meetings review cross the high seas, from the main island of Jutland to Roskilde, home to the Conwell Hotel and Conference Facility, where the third leg of our Meetovation voyage yielded a third principle: the value and importance of participant involvement. Here, the Danes really do box clever.
The participants remember better, they learn better when they're involved during the day, and they get to know each other better. There'll be a better networking during the day.
And what sort of methods have you developed? I mean, here we've got this wonderful thing, it's called Easy Meeting Box.
This easy meeting box is developed for the creative meeting. You can use it to get ideas. These cards, when you think you can't get any more ideas, you can use the picture cards. At the end of the meeting, you are allowed to say the negative things with these thinking hats. That's a good idea. There's always participants who think it's a stupid thing or it's a bad idea, and so they are allowed to say that as well.
Why did you develop through Meetovation this set of toys, if you like?
Study shows that you can't listen more than 10 minutes. Then you have to make a break in 10 minutes or 2 minutes, and then you can listen again. So when you have been listening for 10 minutes, maybe you have to use the dice for a few minutes, or you just have to talk together for a few minutes, and then you can listen for 10 minutes again.
We were playing with these balloons in the form of an energizer. Why do you have energizers?
In the beginning of a meeting, it's really good if the participants don't know each other, so that will be a bit of a laugh. And after lunch, you're a bit tired, you need to do something to get active again.
By applying these sort of processes and getting people more involved on an ongoing basis, does it leave a more positive, lasting memory of the event?
Yes, I do think it does, because it's another way of making a meeting, and the positive thing is that you can come with your ideas and you can show them what you would like to do with the subject, so I think it will be more positive.
If you would like to learn more about how you can leave a lasting mental footprint, if you like, from your Meetovation event, go to meetoview.com, post your comments, send in your videos, send in your ideas for how we can stimulate better meetings through participant involvement. As Meetings Review closed in on Copenhagen, our penultimate stop features Meetovation's fourth principle: the evaluation of return on meetings investment. Where better a meeting point then than the capital theatre of sporting dreams, Brøndby Stadium, where results are everything.
Evaluation is very important to find out whether you actually get something out of your meetings or your conferences or not. So if you have objectives to improve sales or improve performance, then afterwards what you would like to do is go in and see if you actually are performing better than before the meeting.
And as a Meetovator, how can you contribute to the process of evaluation?
We talk a lot about defining the objectives before the conference. That way, afterwards, maybe immediately after the meeting, we can go in and we can evaluate or measure on satisfaction, on whether they feel that they learned something that they can use in their everyday life. Then we go in and measure on the performance or on the other goals that they might have had.
How do you make sure it actually really works?
We work with flexible and creative setups of the meeting design, let's say, and in that sense, or in that way, we make sure that everybody learn and that we actually reach the objectives that we set from the beginning.
And do you find that different clients have different time frames?
Of course they do. It all depends on the objective of the whole business that they have, because if you're in the financial sector, for example, they have a long-term measuring scale, let's say, and maybe they use 6-9 months before they can measure, they can see the effect of a conference. And if we're talking basic sales, then you might be able to measure already after 3 months.
Of course, if you would like to contribute to this debate, we want to hear from you. www.meetoview.com. See you there. And so, Meetings Review completes its travels to the centre of the stunning city of Copenhagen, where the importance of location, married to unique local strengths and authentic experiences, illustrate Meetovation's fifth and concluding ingredient to better meetings. Our cultural finale took us to the old stage at the Royal Danish Theatre.
We think we have three elements that make the Royal Theatre quite unique. One is obviously that we have the creativity of the three art forms, the ballet, the opera and the acting. The second feature is our location. We are centered right in the middle of Copenhagen, in the old heart of Copenhagen, and not very many venues of this size are here. The third is the venue flexibility we have, because apart from this auditorium that you can see here, which seats a lot of people, we also have smaller stages around the house, and we have meeting rooms and we have rehearsal rooms, so a meeting can take place in all these different venues during just one meeting, basically.
Why do you think it's so important to integrate the arts that are on offer here as a Meetovator into the design of a meeting?
Well, that is, of course, to offer a meeting that is different. To have a meeting here is like no other meeting, because you can actually, during the meeting, find yourself on this big stage. You can find yourself working with actors, ballet dancers, opera singers, and that is just, that is our strength, and that is what we play on if you have a meeting here.
Can you give me examples of how you've integrated all the ingredients of the Meetovation principles into delivering a better meeting?
We can integrate it for the whole day. We can have a meeting that is solely based on these elements, and that could be you have an actor following you the whole day that could facilitate the meeting and could role play with you and bring out a lot of creativity in the participants. Or it could just be used as part of a meeting, like voice training, for example, with an opera singer who knows a lot about breath control and what do you do when you stand up in a crowd and have to make a speech. Or it could just be like right in the middle of the morning, you could have a ballet dancer take you to a rehearsal studio where you could sort of like just get loosened up before you go to the actual meeting.
The end of our voyage is the beginning of yours. If you would like to learn more about the Meetovation offer and visit Denmark's vast team of professionally trained and engaged Meetovators, then join them at www.meetovation.com. And when you return from your meeting in Denmark, why not leave a legacy of your own experiences at meetoview.com.